Hi Group 1, Sunbeam Tarot here with another pick a card reading. This one has to do with the full moon in Capricorn with the lunar eclipse that happened on July 5th, 2020. This full moon had to talk a lot about secrets that needed to be revealed to us, especially having to do with that Capricorn energy. So getting things done, our projects, our relationships, things that we needed to address that we weren't addressing. That's what we talked about here. For those of you who haven't been to my channel before, I'm Alexis. I do pick a card readings on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Today we got 2 on Sunday. That just sort of happens. And they're usually themed. This one isn't, but what I like to do with all of my tarot cards is my tarot card readings is I like to pull some quotes either from books or from music or from social media. Today I did get some affirmations from the Universe Has Your Back Oracle. Just to grab a little bit more information that we can truly resonate with, quotes from that regard. For those of you who have been to my channel before, thank you so much for always coming back and commenting and liking. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to my channel and liking the video, as it does help out a lot for me to reach as many people with my messages as possible. So let's go ahead and get into it here. 3 groups having to do with what secrets needed to be revealed, what did we need to address or focus on in terms of love, relationships, creating stuff, very Capricorn energy. So with group 1, we have the hourglass, which I associated with time or investment. Group 2, we have the black heart, which had to do with love and specifically self-love and the shadow self. And group 3, we had the shell, so secrets, things wound tight, needing to come out of our shell. Maybe some sort of instigation that we might be doing as well. So whatever resonates with you, go ahead and pick now. I'm going to go ahead and move on to group number 1. Hi group 1, so if you chose the hourglass necklace, then these are going to be your messages on the 2020 moon in Capricorn with the lunar eclipse. What messages, what secrets need to be revealed to you, or what do we need to just kind of come clean about here and take action on. So even off the bat here, this might have to do with time, something that's been taking a long time for you, maybe needing to wait longer. I might even pull some wind messages for you, some time messages, so then we can get some stuff of that. We've also got letters and then our other stuff as well. So let's go ahead and pull you a tough love message as well. Something about what secrets need to be revealed to you, what do we need to take action on. Eat your fucking vegetables. Okay, so eat some shit made by nature. That might have something to do with you either taking care of yourself. Maybe the message has to do with vegetables. Maybe you're a gardener. That might be very specific for somebody, but I just see like take care of yourself here. Take care of yourself. Okay, let's look at the rest of these here. So we have for our animal spirit the beaver. Your tarot are the 10 of Wands, the 7 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, I'll just move that right there, and the 5 of Cups. Okay, so before we get into these other cards here, let's look at this. Starting with the beaver. The beaver is typically a very hard worker. They see projects through to the end, and it's usually projects that have to do with foundation, providing, financial success and support, which is a very Capricorn energy. It's a very earthly energy to just see things through the end, right? Like taking care of stuff, moving forward. The beaver doesn't typically just start a whole bunch of different projects at once and leave them half finished. They do see stuff through to the end, and but they don't initiate a lot of beginnings of new projects a lot either. But with that here, we have this energy that is typically like that, right? It could be somebody who's like a selfless service provider, maybe has a family, and so that might pertain to you in some way. But what we're seeing here as somebody who has been on a project for a while, so it might have to do with a passion project, trying to make a career or a business or something like that, being an entrepreneur. And things aren't necessarily going great right now. They're going really slow. And group 1, you're not seeing something. Like that's what I'm getting here with these 3 cards specifically. You're not seeing all the opportunities with this 7 of Cups here that you could be doing to make this different. The thing about the beaver is that they have a very tried and true approach on how they do things, right? You do this and then you get this. You put it in this way, you do this. You make this action and this happens. It's a very patterned and monotonous way of taking care of stuff. And I'm seeing here that you can't necessarily do that with this project any longer. And you need to just be honest with yourself about that. You probably have been trying very hard to create fruition in some way that you normally do, and it's not happening. And it's almost like, group one, you might be too stubborn about accepting that the way you've been doing things is not working. And there's and it's almost, though, especially with these two cards here, it's almost like you would rather complain. I'm sorry to say it like this. It's almost like I'm just saying you'd rather complain about how things are not working out than actually finding the solution and how to finish it. Because you're so close to the end here, and you know that, and that's why it's so frustrating, because you're like, I've been doing it this way for so long, and now it's not working, and I'm just so mad about it. And it's almost like you'd want to just complain about it than actually seek out help or turn around and see what other success we can get for this, right? Because the Five of Cups is about seeing the lack and seeing the failures and seeing how the past is over and it's no longer as successful as it was at the beginning, but it's not seeing the Two of Cups behind it. Typically it's Two of Cups behind the person. So that's usually like something to do with another person. That could be a romantic relationship. So maybe it's about finding people. If this is a love message for you, this could be about finding, like, always going after the same sort of person and being like, oh God, like I'm so tired of this. Like, I just want like somebody already, or I want to be in love. And you're not seeing all these opportunities over here because they're not the ones that you ever thought you wanted. You wanted what you had at the beginning. Same thing with the Five of Pentacles here. It's about seeking shelter, right? Seeking help from other people and almost not seeing that help is there, or just refusing to accept that help. So if this is about a project for you guys, this could be like you'd rather complain than just seek help. You know, you're not really willing to try things in a different way because it worked some way for so long. And then the same thing with the relationship, like you just might be unwilling to try a new way of finding people, or like a new type of person as well. Let's look at these other cards here. Let's see if we can get more information. Okay, so we have transformation, Angel's trumpet, purpose, and freedom. Okay, so this might have to do a lot more with career or like a project for you guys, because I get purpose here as the thing that we live for, right? The thing that drives us. And transformation, doing things differently, transforming from how things are, is going to get you that freedom out of this funk, out of that Ten of Wands energy here. And it starts with looking at your options, okay? Options, doing something differently is not going to mean failure. It's just we have to adapt is really what I'm getting here with this. Okay, or keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type or expectations. So if this is a love message for some of you, like, you need to just keep an open mind about the type of person who is out there for you, and the type of services or ways that you could find other people. So it can be online, it could be going to a new event or something that you've never tried before, and not necessarily expecting someone to waltz in on like a bar, or like the job, or like however we typically meet people that we fall in love with. So keeping an open mind, and just also in general, keeping an open mind about how to get this project done. There's just so many opportunities out there is what I'm seeing here. Oops. Okay, so why won't we take that risk? Oh, why won't we take that risk? Why won't we do it? Because it's a risk. It's a risk to do things differently than we've always done it. And so I even get it with this, like, eat your vegetables card. It's just like, just flip and do it. Like, that's what I'm seeing here. It's like, it makes me think of when you're a kid and you're afraid to eat the vegetables because you don't like them, or you're like, no, like, it just bothers me, but I'm so hungry and I want something different. And like, but someone's just like, just do it. Just do the thing that you need to do to take care of yourself. Just take that risk because this isn't working. And imagine, what would you see, think, feel, or hear if your wish came true? So with that, I'm seeing, okay, with these different sorts of possibilities here, it's about like, how can I apply my expectations of how I want things to go into like the resources or the new avenues that I can do instead in order to make it happen. I'm also just getting here too, like reevaluate with this lunar energy and the moon in Capricorn, reevaluate your expectations about this project, right? About what you're able to accomplish right now, what you can accomplish alone, and where you might need some help. Like reevaluate, okay, can I do it this way for any longer? Is there any possible other alternative that I can do that I'm willing to try? If this is a relationship for some of you, maybe you're trying to imagine the perfect relationship, like how will it work? Well, it's not just going to fall into your lap and all of a sudden you two feel really comfortable around each other. Like you have to take that risk. You have to go out and find a person who you have to go out and date. Like essentially you have to keep an open mind and just try new things. So group 1 already, whatever this resonates for you as, you really do just have to try new stuff right now. What you're doing is just going to keep you stuck, and that's not going to really finish the thing that you've set out to do. You need to take a risk. And stop just focusing and complaining about how things aren't really working out for you right now. Because we know, and the universe knows, and that's why it keeps trying to offer you all these different opportunities. You just don't see them because you're just too busy woeing over things not working out right now. But now it's time for us to kind of buckle up and be like, all right, look, let's come clean about this here. This isn't working. Okay, truth revealed, great. What's next? What Capricorn, how can we apply this Capricorn energy? Start looking into new stuff, keep an open mind. Apply your dream to these new changes, because it can happen. That's what I'm seeing here. It's not like you have to give up on your dream. Absolutely not. It's just taking different risks than you intended to take, right? Just eating your vegetables, just doing it. Just do it. That's what I get there. Let's go ahead and get you guys a win message here because of time. These things are going to take time. That's what I'm seeing. And that's also why I'm seeing why you're not budging, is because of how much time you spent on this, you know? Okay, springtime. So maybe by next spring for some of you, things will be coming through in a little bit more of a positive way if we start on them today. Okay, that's the most important thing. Start checking out things that you could do differently. Maybe, especially with that vegetables card there, maybe it has to do with something that could be done in spring, something that could grow. In springtime too, it just makes me think of things growing and new exciting things coming along here. So maybe things this year didn't work out for you because of everything that happened with COVID. And so we just need to kind of try again. Start with what you can do today. Don't necessarily wait until springtime for things to happen. That's what I'm getting. Let's get you some letters about this. The truth that needs to be revealed to you. Okay, so I have an L, E, P, L, G, A, C, P. And I invite you to look at these with me as well and just see, you know, what resonates with you, what feels right to see. Okay. Oh, guys, look, we have free and we had freedom earlier. You know, we had that freedom card that said that this is what we have to do next, right? Where did that freedom card go? It's hiding. Oh, here it is. Okay, so we have that freedom card. So we have free. So freeing yourself, moving forward, right? Like just trying something different. Like just do something different. What else? Pray. This might be something that you're just praying about, you know, like you've been worrying about needing to do. And it's like, it's great to pray. Like, okay, I even get with the pray card too. Like you've just been sitting here going, oh, nothing's working. I need a sign. I need something. Well, here's your sign. You kind of have to actually go out and look for it yourself. You know, look for those opportunities yourself a bit more. I see eel and Gill as well. So, or like Jill. So maybe your name is Jillian or you know someone named Jill. Else do we see? I wanted to spend a little bit more time on the letters today. So loop, maybe like a loophole. So some of you, maybe even like the issue is that something like was about to be fruitioned and then it didn't, and like something fell through in some way. I'm getting that here too with like fell. Something might have fallen through, and now you're like, well, what do I do next? You know, how can I possibly make this happen now? Doing your research and seeing if there's a loophole in some way. You know, something might have not just gone your way. I'm almost seeing like a lawsuit of some sort as well, or something in terms of your business that way. Ray. A loophole, a fool. So now we have the Fool card, which is taking risk, as we had earlier. Being a fool is about taking risks. It's about jumping off and trying the unknown, right? Feeling too. So we have Fool and Feel. Whatever else you see here, guys, let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna go ahead and pull you guys your message from the universe about these secrets that need to be revealed, about what you need to do. I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to do one more. Oh, we got two. Okay. Guys, okay. Obstacles are detours in the right direction. So you might be dealing with a big obstacle right now. And again, it's supposed to help you. This obstacle is just also supposed to help you push yourself into that right direction of something else, right? Because things aren't trying out, they're not working. So it's going to propel you into an area that you didn't even consider with that 7 there. Those obstacles are just something that propels you in the right direction. And the key to prayer is to forget what I need. And we had pray down here, right? So it's not just about being like, okay, I need it to be this way and I want it just like this. And if I don't get it this way, then I don't think I have it. It's about saying, okay, I want things to work out. I want things to just be great overall at the end. I just want everything to be pushing me in the right direction. And that's what you're here for with that human experience, right? You're here to experience these obstacles. You're not here for everything to turn out exactly the way you expected it to, because that's boring. So just being legit with yourself on, you need to try something different with whatever it is that you're doing, okay? Anyways, group 1, those are your messages. Let me know in the comments below if this resonated with you. I hope you guys have a great weekend and a great full moon in Capricorn as you decide what you're going to do next. Thank you. We're going to move on to group number 2. Hi, group 2. So if you chose the Black Heart, these are going to be your messages about the moon in Capricorn that just happened here in July of 2020 and the eclipse that happened with it. So secrets that need to be revealed, stuff we need to take action on, things like that. If you chose this one as well, when I started this, I was thinking about matters of the heart, or like things that we love, things that have to do with our feelings and our emotions, particularly our shadow self. Here, why it's so, since it's like a dark heart. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I'm going to pull you guys a tough love message. So things we need to address or know about. This one really wanted to come out. Oh, 2 of them. Okay. Okay, this is funny. You're the shit, and don't you forget it. And you look like a shit show. You're a hot mess. Clean yourself up. Okay. So 2 very drastically different messages here. And in a way, I'm almost looking at it as saying, you know, like, you're great. So, like, why are you dealing with this energy over here? We'll kind of talk about that more in a second here. Interesting. All right. Let's look at our cards here. We have the Panther and the Crow. So the Panther here really talks about, is a very tower energy, right? Like self-destructive, things crumbling down, getting rid of the unnecessary in order to make room for the new. That could really say a lot here with the, you know, cleaning yourself up and, you know, you're being a shit show, because it's like saying you might be a little self-destructive right now, and it's time to clean that junk out, clean out the way that we're handling a certain situation, because we're great, okay? So we have that, and then we have the Crow, which talks a little bit more about spirituality, things coming together, holding our world, our life literally in our hands, and having it just see how wonderful it is, right? So I see that here with these 2. And so it's like we're getting rid of and we're deconstructing old beliefs, or how we're approaching a certain topic or like a certain situation, and we're bringing it more to a place of balance here. So I see it's almost like going from the bottom up, like you hit rock bottom, so now you can only climb back up. That's what I'm seeing. I'll get more details in a second here. I just am not, yeah, like we're being a little self-destructive over something here. I'm almost seeing more about relationships. So this might be more of a relationship thing, or just in general dealing with how our perception of ourselves and our self-worth. And maybe that's the secret we need to deal with here. Like, you're causing this to yourself and you need to stop, because it's not healthy and it's not making you feel better. And you just need to acknowledge that things are great. And by going through this, by exploring those dark parts of yourself, you'll be able to discover what it is that you really need out of the world. We'll talk more about that in a second. So we have wisdom and protection. So protection against what, right? Like, and what are we getting smart about? Wisdom could be talking about just like our change in perspective, gaining some wisdom over a certain situation. And protection is like obviously protecting yourself from something. Also just being smarter about how you handle certain situations. I see that as well, because sometimes we get a little self-destructive when we're trying to protect ourselves, and it just makes it worse. So it's about just getting smarter about how we try to actually take care of ourselves, right? What is actually taking care of ourselves versus what is making things worse. So we have thankful. Think about the people and things that you are grateful for. And love. The answer that you're seeking is love. Okay, so we have a love message here, especially for the heart and the shadow self. So we might be a little destructive in how we're dealing with love right now. In a sense of trying to protect ourselves from something. But with love comes like vulnerability. And so you have to be a little bit more vulnerable, and you have to be like open, I guess. I see this thankful too as like being thankful that this sort of energy is occurring, because this energy is occurring to help you wake up. And that's what this full moon's about, right? Like waking up, having secrets be revealed to us, finally acknowledging and becoming self-aware. So like looking at this and being like, okay, this happened to me. I'm acting this way. I'm being a shit show. But I'm so grateful that happened, because it was from that let me realize I need to change my act around. I'm not doing things in the proper way. And it has to do with love, I'm seeing here for you, group 2. If this doesn't resonate with you, I mean, maybe this isn't the message for you, but I'm just seeing that there. We'll see what the rest of the cards as well. Let's actually look at your love message. So calling in your soulmate. So your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So calling in your soulmate is about like releasing your vibration a little bit, right? Like getting higher about how you view love and how you what you're worth, right? Maybe that's what your wisdom is, and your wisdom is, I'm seeing like learning about how to love yourself, learning about how to accept where you are in terms of love and in terms of having a relationship right now, and just being thankful for the experiences that you've had so far. Your soul trees are inner power and emerging. And let's go ahead and just put down your tarot as well. So we have 2 of Cups. Okay, so we already have like a message about love some more. The 7 of Pentacles, the 3 of Wands, and the 3 of Swords. I think group 2 got 2 5s and you guys got 2 3s. And so 2s and 3s to me are always about like our connections with other people and how we interact with them. And so what you expect is what you're going to get. If you're going to be self-destructive about a relationship, that's what it's going to end up being. If you push somebody away in order to protect yourself, then they're just going to go away. Or if someone pushes you away in order to protect themselves, that's what you're going to get back. So I'm seeing here that your focus right now with this full moon is on how you interact with people on mainly a romantic setting. It might be more of an interpersonal, just how you communicate with others, if you're family and friends, whatnot. But in general, how do you communicate with another person? Really taking time to focus on that and fix that. Because we're just having a really self-destructive concept of how we interact with other people. So, and even with the emergent here, what's coming out of this whole thing is a new way of thinking about relationships. It's a new way of approaching relationships, and it's coming from within here. So we have inner power, we have the crow, which is all about inner balance and seeking balance, and intuitive spiritual power as well. That's within you. So if things are kind of going rough for you guys right now in terms of relationships, you're kind of part of the problem, I guess, in what you're attracting and what you're experiencing. And so it's time to really dive in deep and see what you can do differently, how you can talk to people differently, how you can change your perception about love, about what you deserve, and be thankful for this process, because this is a great thing to be thankful for. Exploring all of this here, like really taking in deep and going, okay, what am I good at in terms of love? Like, what's a really healthy mindset versus what isn't? What experiences have I gone through? What are my expectations about love? Or even like love with a specific person? And how is this all connected to my protection? Like when I'm trying to protect myself, right? You're trying to control outside sources in order to remain unhurt, but you just can't. Like, you have to, what you only are able to do is control what's inside of yourself, in response to what is happening outside. I'm going to pull you guys a Love Compass Oracle here. I hope this message is coming through. I feel like I'm rambling or I'm speaking gibberish a little bit with you guys, group 2. And I always feel that way about group 2. I always feel a little like, I don't know, tongue-tied or something. So let's get some love messages here on this. This one really feels right. So does this one. Okay. Oh, interesting. 2 very different concepts here. We have retreat and reconnection. Let's start with retreat. This is a time for your soul reflection and soul searching. A period or phase of quiet is needed. Take time off to work on healing and recharging, and find clarity by spending some time in nature. Yeah, so that really goes along with what's happening here, is we need to take time to observe how we feel about love, romance, how we interact in relationships, how we might have some destructive qualities that result in heartbreak, or how our expectations about love might always be that it's going to go wrong, that I'm always going to attract the type of person who is complete opposite of me, or like isn't right for me in some way. And then reconnection. This is a reconnection or healing of a relationship. A connection is rekindling or reviving. This could be a relationship reaching a different level. Expect a healthy shift, change, or growth. This may pertain to healing family issues. So that might be about family for some of you, but in general, it's taking this time to heal our perspectives of love, and even just healing a particular relationship with somebody, and our perceptions of our relationship with that person as well. That's something that you might need to do with that other person, hence why we have the 2 of Cups here. And it's about being vulnerable right now. You might be acting a specific way in order to protect yourself with them, but in order to heal whatever this relationship is, or reconnect with ourselves even, we have to do that within, with this inner power. So it's not about expecting the other person to just fix everything, or like, you're the problem, you change you. This is both of you doing this, or if there's no one in your life, for those of you in group 2, this is about you just fixing how you handle certain things in terms of love. I hope this made sense for you guys. Like I said, I felt a little tongue-tied for some reason trying to get this conversation out. Let me pull you guys some letters and a time message as well. We got letters. Let me get you guys a time message. But in general, I mean, like, it's worth exploring. This is a time for soul searching within yourself and figuring out what you can clean up that's a little bit toxic in the way you interact with loved ones. Springtime. And 1 year from now. So like 1 year from now, springtime, you might be seeing some changes in how you interact with people. Maybe that will be like when you get your next big opportunity to be in a relationship with somebody, and then practice all these things that you're trying to work through right now. So I'm getting here, you need to start working through this right now. And by springtime or 1 year from now, next year, whenever you see this, because it is a timeless reading, things might be better. But right now we need to retreat, go through some soul searching, be thankful for this process because it's helping you realize some stuff that you need to work through that has to do with relationships, and just come into your inner power and just give yourself wisdom on how to effectively and healthily protect yourself instead of pushing somebody away or dealing with things the way that you've normally dealt with them. Let's look at this here, our letters. I have fall already and fat. I don't know what that might mean for some of you. Gay. So some of you might be gay, honestly. And maybe that's something that you're dealing with as well, or how you interact with other individuals as a result of that. You know, maybe you're like coming into your own a little bit, and you're just sort of dealing with what that means to you. Let's see, we have feel. So maybe it's even just allowing yourself to be vulnerable, right? Of feeling your feelings. Oh, interesting. Okay. We have guilty as well. So what are you guilty about? This might even just be your message is you're guilty of what's happening to you right now in terms of love, and how you're behaving and what you're expecting back and what you're receiving in terms of heartbreak. Like you're part of this guilt a little bit here. Or group 2, you might have some guilt over, what am I trying to say? Like you might have some guilt over how you are just handling this situation. You feel maybe a little embarrassed by it. You obviously feel guilty with this self-destructive behavior. And you're just like, I just really need to clean this up. Yeah. Like it's time to acknowledge that the things that are happening to you are happening to you for a reason. And that's to help you realize this self-destructive behavior and then come out of it. Whatever else you see that, please let me know in the comments below. I'm going to pull you guys your what's this called? Your universe has your back. Group 2, I do not know why my words are not working for me today. I just feel so tongue-tied with you right now. Okay. My outer experiences are a reflection of my inner condition. I just said that. And what's this? In any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. Okay. We now have 2 messages about love, and we now have 2 messages about prayer. So we have prayers here for visualizations, calling in your soulmate, and we have it for the love card down here. So we have, it's like you might be praying for like a better love or like a better situation regarding love, but you have to realize it's not just going to fall into your lap. And this type of self-destructive personality isn't just going to go away once you find somebody else. Like you have to work on that right now. And outer experiences are a reflection to your inner condition. This just goes back to how you're acting and what you're expecting with this 3 of Wands, and then what you're getting with the 3 of Swords. Like it's all having to do with you and how you're dealing with certain things when it comes to love, particularly inside of yourself. So it's like, again, like you might just be a little bit guilty of what's happening to you. But again, like you can surrender to this and just like hope for better things, be thankful. Take this lesson, take this hard truth that you're getting from me and from the universe right now and be like, okay, I get it. Now I have to really work on me instead of trying to find a relationship that can like fix me or solve this issue that I feel a relationship will solve. Your relationship is not going to solve this behavior. You're going to solve it. And then by getting in a higher vibration and starting to feel better about love and what you can offer the world or offer somebody, that is when you're going to call in this other person. Okay. All right, group 2, those are your messages. Very much a shadow self concept is what I've learned here. You really have to dive in deep for yourself, and that is what the full moon is trying to tell you. That is what it's trying to reveal to yourself and what you have to work through. If these messages resonate with you, consider subscribing and let me know in the comments below, especially with any of the letters. And with that, take care. I'm going to move on to group number 3. Okay, group 3. So if you chose the shell, then these are going to be your messages on what secrets need to be revealed to you pertaining to the 2020 full moon in Capricorn with the lunar eclipse. The shell to me talks about like secrets being revealed, obviously, which is so funny because that's the theme here. Stuff needing to come out, like getting out of your shell a little bit, being a little bit more vocal, but also I see it as be careful what you try to dig up, because it just might pinch you or bite you in the end, right? Like you don't know what you're trying to start or instigate or things like that. So keep that in mind as a message. We have everything else here already. We just need to go ahead and get you guys a self-love, a tough love message. Tough love message for group 3. This one feels right. These both feel right. Some good shit is about to happen and fuck fear. Okay. And then don't let your issues fuck it up and it will lie to your face. Okay, so your issues might have something to do with fear. So it might be a little bit of self-sabotaging there with that, or you might be at odds with yourself in some way. We'll look more into it, but keep those in mind for right now. Let's look at the personalities or energies here that might be pertaining to this. The bee and the fire ant. So it's almost like being a little bit at, like I said, at war with yourself or with someone else, because we have a hardworking here. We have something that has to do with careers or creating something, someone who's really artistic and likes to put their creations out there in the world. And then we have the fire ant, which has to do with like aggression and like fighting. Like, so are you fighting with someone who's like, are you and someone else's like artistic styles clashing in some way? I don't know why I'm thinking this specifically, but even for some of you, if you're like in theater or you're dealing with someone who's like in art like you, and it might be clashing with them as well, like a rival of some sort, or feeling like you're not good enough against that. I also just think in general, like, again, at odds with like loving your talent and seeing how amazingly talented you are, but also letting your fears or perceptions of what you can do like mess that up. All right, let's keep that in mind. Let's look on to the next. Creation. We have creation. I just talked about it. So we have to be creating something. I see more about creating than I do about love for you guys here, group 3. So your messages are about love. I'm sorry. Your messages are about creation. We also have infinity. So like something that you're really good at. What do you have an infinity for? What is something that you've been doing for a while, or like it's just fun for you, it's just a simple hobby, but it could be more. And we see that here with the good shit's about to happen. And in general too, that makes me see that you might be afraid of success in some way, and you can mess up your chances of success if you let it. But we're definitely creating something here. Your soul tree is healing. Okay, so probably healing from our fear or issues around fear, or even just healing a certain situation, making it better in some way. True. Yes, what you're asking about is the truth. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Okay, so again, I'm seeing stuff about fear, needing to feel safe, needing to heal from that. And free yourself. It's time to take control back of your life. Okay, your tarot cards are Knight of Wands, 6 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, interesting, and 5 of Wands. Okay, so like I said earlier, you guys, I feel like we're at an odds either with ourself or with another person who has a very different personality from us. So we have the Knight of Wands over here, very similar to the bee energy. It's about trying new things and going with the flow and being artistic and just almost like coming and going at the same time though. So like never really having a solid decision, not sticking with anything. So being a little indecisive or just living too much in the moment. And then we see that here too with like the 6 of Swords, so maybe moving on from a situation. And then we have on the opposite end here, the Knight of Pentacles, which is slow moving. It's slow moving, it's taking in the details, it's finishing things to the end, it's taking our time, and then having them focus on the 8 of Pentacles. So I'm really seeing here an at odds of maybe a creative project, and thinking, should I stay? Should I go? Should I keep working on this project and really follow through with it? Or should I follow this gut instinct to just go away and try something new and you know, whatever. Group 3. What a tough decision to make here, because I'm not necessarily feeling either way about it, and that might be because of the fact that this is a general reading, so do take what resonates. But with this free yourself, and this good shit's about to happen. Something's going to happen soon that is going to allow you to make this decision a little bit more clearly, because I see that you're definitely getting some good points here on like, okay, there's pros and cons to staying or not staying, or to work on this or to not work on this. And I definitely see that there, which is why this is so hard for you. If this is like pertaining to another person and like having to interact with this person, of like, should I continue trying to clash on this when I want to go in a different direction, but they want to keep heading forth with this one direction and we're arguing about this, I can see why this is so difficult for you. So with the free yourself and good shit about to happen, I am seeing that something is going to happen soon that's going to make whatever decision you need to make here a lot easier, because it's going to be different for everybody. I see some of you needing to like swallow your pride and follow the other person in suit right now and work with them. But I also am seeing like needing to stand up for yourself. So look, we have two different messages here that really are similar to the shell. It's either coming out of our shell and speaking up, or it's like dealing with like the fight within, right? Like having to deal, like, just like not settle, like subdue yourself to this other person for a bit and let them run the show for a little while. Not forever. It's just like whatever this big decision is, it's going to be different for everyone. So I guess the thing we need to wonder about then for you guys, whatever decision you make in this creative endeavor, what is the thing that you think is going to lead you to the most success? Do you think it's actually sticking out like on your own and trying this your way? Do you think that it is sticking with this person? Like, this person might be more experienced, they might know what they're doing a little bit more. You might need to let them control this one for this time. I'm getting here that like either way, you're just really afraid of either following them or like sticking out on your own. So with that, go ahead and like turn into yourself a little bit here with this creation and this affinity. Can we get an affinity for trusting? Can we get an affinity for a vulnerability? Can we heal from the situation and actually even talk to this person or talk to ourselves if this is at war with ourselves, and go, okay, this is what I'm feeling. I'm not sure which one I need to take, but I want to take the one that feels the best. It's really about diving in deep right now, group 3, and seeing which one works best for you. I know that this sounds like really hard and really vague, but because it is a general reading, I am seeing that it's different for everyone. But you do need to be open to like the possibilities of which one might work, and just see, that might be your affinity, just like trusting your gut and seeing like, okay, what will make this situation better, and can I just do that for a little bit? So it might be better to stick out your own. It might be better to work with this other person or keep chugging on with what you're chugging on. Only you'll know for sure. So if you're wondering, you know, I've been feeling a certain way about this, I'm not sure if I should do it, like trust your gut on that one. And like, yes, the answer is true. If you're feeling the alternative of like, oh, I've been feeling like I need to stick out, like just leave, but I'm afraid, but what should I do? Listen to that as well, right? Like, the concept here is tackling the situation in a way that's going to absolve your fear and let you trust the choice that you make. But the choice needs to be done, right? Like, no one else can make it. That other person can't make it. But ultimately, whatever, like, something will happen very soon that helps you to make a better decision. So something like a better opportunity can come for you, or if it's like a job, like something might be recognized by you, like something might do like transform how things are going to go and then help you make your decision that way. It's very confusing, group 3, but it's like you are at odds with something here. Like, wild. Very, very at odds. Let me see what I can get in terms of time. Like, when can we expect this issue to like be absolved, or when the good shit is about to happen? I'll take these 3. So wait, very soon. And there are things you must complete first. Okay, these all kind of go together here. So, like I said, very soon something is about to happen. In terms of, maybe for some of you, in terms of what decision you need to make, you might need to wait until something else happens first and then be able to adjust it that way. It's kind of reminds me of like when we start thinking of new decisions to make, and maybe it's not necessarily the right time to make them. So we have to kind of think about it a little bit more, right? Like not acting too rashly, but also not necessarily blindly sticking with something, especially when a new opportunity comes along. So it's about recognizing when a new opportunity or something occurs and then adjusting ourselves accordingly when it does occur. Do we move forward? Do we not? That sort of thing. So maybe right now the answer to your question, it's true, but it's not necessarily time to act. It's just more time to acknowledge that maybe you're feeling that odds. Maybe that's really what it is. Like, I'm just feeling at odds right now, just acknowledging that and acknowledging that you might start needing to do things differently, but you might need to wait for the ducks to, go into a row and like everything to align first. Very interesting. Let me get you some letters. And I'll pull these now too. Your quote. Okay. The moment I embrace my peace within and surrender, the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. Yeah, so surrendering to the outcome, like waiting for something to happen first and then being able to act accordingly to it instead of trying to force a specific outcome or, like doing something blindly. Okay, what do we have here? Ran. We have lots of different things that this could be about. Ran, tan, peel. We have peel, like peeling apart from something or like separating the issues in your head. What else? Oh, hold on, friends. Yeah, this definitely has to do with like creating something because we have create here. So we have creation. We have like creating stuff within ourselves. Like you're very, oh, and look, we have the ant energy. So we have the fire ant energy here as well. So like, yes, definitely something over, like the issue here has to do with being at odds or like having like attention over creating something right now. And that could be with like another person. But just having to surrender to the moment first and wait for something good to happen before you can get to that. Anyways, group 3, these are your messages. Let me know if any of this resonates with you. I know it was so vague, but like I said, like it was like I was literally getting 2 different messages, so then the results would be 2 different things. Only you would fully know. But if you were wondering, the answer is true. You just have to kind of wait and then see how things play out a little bit more before you make a decision. It's not time to make the decision. It's just time to acknowledge that you're feeling a certain way. So just acknowledge that that's happening to you, okay? Don't hide from that. Anyways, if any of this resonated with you or the letters resonated, let me know in the comments below. Please consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much. I will see you next time.